There we freaking go. Plan for tonight's reasonably quick lift is none other than arms, triceps, biceps, and I don't know. So I was kind of, I'm not sure. I mean, I know what changed. It was all the COVID kind of cutbacks, but so many gyms closing at 6 p.m. on the weekend. I mean, I just can't understand it, and I can't freaking fathom it. But doesn't change the reality. So it's 4:40 right now. If I go to the one that I wanted to go to, or that I was kind of planning on going to, that would kind of leave me the full hour, which for arms, that's really not that short. Honestly, I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. But I don't know. I'll see. Maybe I'll just go to like at any time or something instead. And if you're curious about the logic behind wanting to go to so many different gyms, it's it's not for no reason. Half of it is really just I like kind of changing it up with the environments. Like if I go to the same place every time on repeat, I mean I don't feel like I get stale or anything, but it maybe I just spoiled myself because even in the beginning when I was working out, I had family YMCA membership, little home gym, Planet Fitness. I'd kind of already started with the trifecta, and then after that, just kind of branching out into going all over the place. I mean, different gyms have different vibes, different equipment too. It's just kind of nice to check out the full scope of things. But it's almost like too many options is almost a problem because then I don't end up pinpointing my schedule. Like once you get a 24-hour membership to a gym, you never end up going back, and then it's tricky to try to rush it because with like an anytime or something, you just go anytime. So it could be 6 o'clock or 8 or whatever else, and you're like, I'll just go in an hour or whatever. So maybe it might be better for me to stick to the actual hourly gyms, just because if they close at a certain time, I don't catch myself just waiting and waiting, which sometimes, more of a bulking thing. But when I'm dieting, it's better off for me to get these lifts done earlier. So I can go to bed earlier, wake up earlier, finish my cardio earlier, and then take a little bit of time in the day before I actually start the eating window. But when it comes to this lift specifically, I'm thinking push downs, probably with the rope. There's a potential for some straight bar, but more than likely the rope to start. Some machine dips, and then whatever else kind of comes to mind. Because frankly, those two are pretty perfect. I'll probably add some overhead stuff. Last arm day I didn't, so that'll end up covering it for triceps. And then buys is just basically curls until satisfaction. No, so that could be dumbbell, easy bar, cable, preacher, machine curl. I'll just kind of have to see. I like changing it up with the biceps, but it really is very much the same shit. Zoom in on your arm doing a dumbbell curl, an easy bar curl, a machine curl. This is it. There's a couple different ways to go about it, and of course you're going to get some different activations, and you might leverage the stretch position in a preacher more than you would like a concentration curl or something. But no need to reinvent the wheel. Right? It's not necessarily which movement is better, it's which movement do you feel the most comfortable with at that moment, which you can go the craziest on, is more so one of my more frequent kind of concerns with the curls. But waiting for the caffeine to kick me, and then let's just jump to that first set of triceps. Keep this one simple. No need for anything crazy, and exactly as predicted. Yeah, that's a perfect weight. Not the stack. The stack's about 100 pounds. This is about 75. So this will be a good squeezing kind of burn set. As the starter, at least. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Good. 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 Oh my God. Okay. Whew. Yeah, that's perfect. Let's probably do 2 more and then move on to whatever else is next. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. Oh, okay, okay. Whew. Let's go a little lighter on this next one. And what's kind of funny, or maybe not maybe funny is not the right word. Maybe interesting is a little more accurate. But I don't reach failure where it's like full extension, full extension. Right here is where I can't do another rep. As soon as I hit that one rep that hits me hard enough, I can't get this rope past 90 degrees. Because if you know anything about leverages, right? If this is like 0 degrees and you're like kind of a sine function, the weight's gonna be heaviest out here. So for me to push it, this is like the bar I can't get past. But one more, even lighter. This next stack's just gonna be, or this next set is only gonna be half a stack, and then go from there. World's my oyster. Looks like everybody's doing chest today. So a lot of the cables and dumbbells, all for me. Oh my God. Wow. So the plan was dips, but the guys got 2 sets left. So instead, overhead V-bar should be about perfect. Nice little interim. Oh. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's get real with the 65s. I would do the 70s, but
There is none. So 75s would be too heavy. Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh my God. This is going to be a 5 and 5 alternating this kind of approach. So 5 reps here, 5 reps here. And this will be more like those light rope extension sets. The rep itself isn't the hard part, but I want there to be a good squeeze and a slow eccentric, because I want to feel my bicep like kind of go through the process of gradually stretching. Instead of just moving the weight around, you completely lose that part of it, which I think has a place, but not for every set. Okay, let's just make it a drop set. Okay. Oh. Let's just do a classic set for the next one. Okay. Oh my God, okay. One more of these. This very well might be it, if this set feels good enough. I'll do some tempo reps too in the beginning. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. I think that's all she wrote for arms. Let's go pose down and scram. Okay, so I believe that I'm totally in focus. Where am I? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're fucking good. So, arms complete. Definitely one of the quicker ones, but I think it just kind of goes to show, or maybe not show. It's like, how long do you really need to be in here for? At least for muscle groups that aren't insanely taxing. You know, like something like something like legs, gonna take a bit longer than a regular shoulder day, but you know, that's not unexpected. I mean, just think about the actual like amount of muscle being worked per lift. Well, it's going to take longer. Smacking around your you know, your arms, which cumulatively, at least bicep, tricep, probably smaller than my hamstrings. So I'm okay with it taking just as long, at least as long as the actual set by set intensity is legit. But let's run through a couple here. Yeah. Whew. That is pretty much it for arms. But I think they're definitely stimulated within, you know, kind of the goal range that I was aiming for. So now all I got to do is go home, eat, sleep, and repeat. Now I might actually make 25% chance that tomorrow's a rest day, because I think I might want to give my legs a little bit more time to recover. But I just started chilling on the quads, doing more of a quad focused day, and then, you know, a hamstring focused lighter quad day. So I think the back and forth should start to sort of show itself. But veins wise, we're getting somewhere. This is kind of new. I usually don't see this big one. Let me do a little bit of a breath hold. Oh, oh my goodness. Even just sitting there and doing that squeeze, I could kind of feel myself get a little lightheaded. I think the lack of carbs is taking its effect. Now, in both ways. Good, getting leaner, and bad, having to deal with some low carb weakness. But it's all just part of the grand scheme of at least my approach of muscle growth. But let's get out of here.
There we go. Arms freaking complete. And now I get to go chill. Now I get to go freaking chill. And I'm trying to back off on my time scrolling, right? And I know you know what I mean. I'm talking Instagram, I'm talking YouTube Shorts, I'm talking any form of video, social media based or otherwise, that is less than 5 seconds long. Really probably doesn't do you much good at all. It's oh, I mean, I'm talking the difference in terms of your brain's like dopamine release from taking a bite of an apple versus having like a double sour blue gummy Sour Patch Kid. You know, it's the difference is fucking staggering, I believe. So I'm trying to watch. If I'm gonna be watching anything, trying to get either good movies or shows. That's one of my. Isn't that such a crazy spoiled thing to say? Oh, I gotta stop watching bad social media. I should start watching better media. Well, I think it's still a reasonable improvement. I watched The Big Lebowski 2 days ago. Got a little crazy at the end, right? Like the first 45 minutes was kind of what I expected, and then it got a little wild. Still good, you know. I'm not saying I didn't like it, but kind of but a couple of you guys commented that. I put a little something out in the universe. I said, any movie recommendations, I want to hear it. So I'm scanning through all the comments, going back and watching some of those. But fuck, man. I mean, the time is upon us. It's November. It's not January. It's not March. It's not April. It's not even freaking July, where you can kind of half tell yourself like, oh well, you know, I'm gonna I'm gonna lock in. I can still lock in this year. I can still do it, and I bet there's still guys, you know, grasping at straws there. Like, just because it's November doesn't mean I can't lock in, dude. Just because it's Christmas Day doesn't mean I can't lock in for 2024. And fuck, you know, I hate to say it, but the time has passed. Right? And I say this a lot, but that time is going to pass no matter freaking what. You know, so I'm sure if you know somebody, if you've seen a million of the comments or all the hype videos of the I'm gonna lock in, I'm gonna get this level bench, I'm gonna get this lean, I'm gonna do a serious bulk, I'm gonna whatever. I hate to say it, but I feel like the majority of those aspirations kind of just fizzle away into nothingness, you know? And for the ones who made it, past that's just idea and, you know, kind of hype phase into actually making whatever their thing was into a reality, then you guys are the 5%, you guys are the 10%, or whatever percentage of dudes actually managed to make that shit happen, which is not something to be taken lightly. You know, there's a reason why making gains and working out and, you know, pushing yourself hard is kind of just in general sort of looked up to. I mean, if you were to tell somebody that you spent the last weekend working out, doing your cardio, I mean, you could even spend the rest of it just chilling, but like you still dedicated like an hour and a half total to just some physical activity compared to somebody who didn't, you're going to be more so in the positive than the other guy. And part of it kind of like perplexes me, because anybody that works out for real and really gets into it, you know, I mean, of course, everybody should be working out at moderate intensity. Like, they don't have to go balls to the wall on a set of curls. I would not expect like your grandma to do a failure set of leg press. And I don't mean to say that in a silly way. Like, there is a benefit to just baseline weight-based exposure in general, which do not make it seem like I don't think that a casual gym goer is in any way doing anything wrong. But, you know, for us who are a little bit more so on the gym rat side of things, you know, the fucking muscle, basically just muscle freaks about it. Like, time in, time out, always trying to get your meals in. Every time you're doing a set, you want to get really excited about it. I can't even really fucking put myself in the headspace of somebody who doesn't have an outlet like that, at least reasonably frequently. And it doesn't have to be just working out. I mean, I'm talking sports, I'm talking, now I'm just getting kind of, what's the word? A little bit abstract. Not even just working out, but having like something that you can really sort of pour yourself into. Because without it, it's like, I think you're missing out on a whole fucking portion of life. Because, you know, what are you supposed to do? Watch an awesome movie, or hear like an awesome story, or like just anything kind of motivational, inspirational, and that just goes into your mind and then fizzles out into nothingness. Because anybody that just, doesn't do nothing, you know, not to quote Joey Diaz, but, you know, somebody who just doesn't do nothing, they just don't have a, they don't have a, like, guys that don't have something like that, I'm really not jealous, because it's so nice, you know. And that's where I get into how everybody should have something, like some kind of reasonably frequent time, not time sensitive, that's not the word I'm thinking of, maybe time demanding extracurricular activity. I'm not talking work, I'm not talking something that feels like a chore for you to do. I mean, something that you're excited to do. So whether that I can imagine somebody being a crazy fucking sculptor, having like an art studio or anything else. Not to make that classic comparison of like, oh well, if you're in the gym you're basically sculpting your body. Like that's not sort of the thing I'm saying here. But it's like having something like that is so fun because it's such an awesome outlet. Because if I'm extra hype, I get to go hard. If for whatever reason, like something was really getting under my skin that day and like it's still eating at me, I can kind of like get it out when I go to the gym. Not that I think that's always the best motivator. Like anybody that gets into like, trying to put himself in a really negative headspace, I don't think that's awesome for the long run. But on like a short-term basis, dude, that's good, man. You got a lot of fucking frustration from whatever else is fucking going on in your life. You get to go into the gym and just have just get fucking physical with it. It's nice. So that's where if you know anybody who's at least moderately interested in the working out, dude, bring him with you. There's no rule. There's no, you don't need a license. You don't need any kind of, prereq class to take to come to the gym with just a day pass and come work out. That doesn't exist. You just get to come in. It really is just an everyone's welcome situation. And it kind of sucks that we've got this sort of, what's the word? I don't want to say social constructs because that always seems like a fucking, weird thing to say. But it kind of is where it's like there's still, even though it's not as much as it used to be. Like back in 2000, 2005, like a kid wouldn't even want to go into the gym with his dad because he'd be kind of like intimidated by all the guys there. But even now, there's still a little bit of an intimidation factor to getting into the gym just because, everybody's so self-conscious and you don't want people to be looking at you weird because you don't know everything you're doing. So it does kind of suck that there is a bit of a barrier to entry, but I promise you it's purely mental. And frankly, it's really all in your head. So if you've got a buddy, if you've got essentially a lifting wingman, or if you are that lifting wingman, right, and you manage to bring one of your buddies into the gym with you, get him into it, dude. Before you know it, his ass is going to be texting you like, dude, Jared, you said we were going to hit legs tonight. What are you doing? Like it's going to, there's not a negative percentage chance that the guy ends up basically overtaking you in terms of whatever kind of gains you made. So it's almost like a student becomes the master situation. But all that's to say is, as far as I'm concerned, the more people in the gym, the better. That is my stance on the matter, right? Man, woman, child, everything across the fucking board on this entire planet. If the more interactions that people can have with weights, plates, machines, and everything else, I think that has nothing to add but positives. So, not to get too general with that kind of post-workout talk, that's just something I like putting out there with these. But post-workout meal, might just keep it simple. I've got I didn't get it. My parents have a Costco card membership, so sometimes I ask them for specific things when they go, because I still live pretty close to home. But my mom went to Costco and she got some these big turkey breasts. I think these big Kirkland turkey breasts, and they are perfect. Because it's not just regular deli meat. This is like a legit straight piece of turkey right there, 5 pounds, vacuum sealed. So all I have to do, cut it out of the seal, put it into a Ziploc, and then cut out 8-ounce pieces, and I got 50 grams of pre-cooked, ready-to-eat protein right there on demand. And then I couple that with some mustard, some low-fat mayonnaise next to it, and some like low-carb buns, and I may as well just be eating kind of like a deconstructed like turkey sandwich. And at least for me, it tastes pretty good. So far I'm about, goodness, I think 1,200 calories deep. I don't want to pull up the macro tracker now. I don't remember where I had it on the home screen. I was kind of moving some shit around. But I've got some room. I have got some room. But if my plans for next year are to go smoothly, then I have got to make sure I keep my weight loss progression, or at least my leanness progression, on track. So a little bit of a calorie drop. I don't remember if I'm at like 25 or 2400 or so, but the scale doesn't lie. If I'm still the same 246 for a whole week on average, you know what that means? Eating too much fucking food. So I've got two options to maintain this calorie deficit and keep getting leaner on a week by week basis. Technically a day by day basis, but you're never going to notice any day by day changes like that. So it's probably better just to look at it as a week by week thing. But I got two things I can change. And one of them is already, I think, about at the sweet spot. Might have to increase it soon enough, but that's the cardio and the working out. All right, 30 minutes in the morning, and then a regular workout is like, that's burning some serious calories too. But the cardio part's kind of what I normally think of as the energy burner. But the cardio is in place, and then the only other factor is the calories. How much food I'm eating every day. So if my plateau, or if my weight loss is plateauing, if my leanness is plateauing, that means I only got one other option, or I guess two options: increase cardio, decrease calories. So what was that? Just totally lost my train of thought. But over the course of these next few weeks, both of those are probably going to change. I think I'm going to up my cardio from 30 minutes to 35 minutes. And the calories, I think I just made a 50 carb drop, so a 200 calorie drop per day. And then I'll just see how that lines up. But still on track to, even just today, my arms are getting much more vascular than they were even on the last arm day. So I think I might just be getting impatient with myself, because the last time I was dieting down, I didn't really bulk as hard, so it was much quicker to get to a leaner state in the dieting phase. And unfortunately, it's just the nature of things. Whatever is like our kind of prime, we sort of get spoiled to. So I gotta just make myself content with this little day by day, because I know I'll be leaner, but it's like an I want it now situation, right? Like if you order something online, you're constantly reloading the fucking tracking website. But that's the long haul. That is the freaking long haul of the dieting phase. Not as exciting as the bulking, that's for sure. But let's just fast forward, a month, 2 months, and I don't think I'm going to be having this talk. All I'm going to be saying is, holy shit, never seen triceps striations before. So that's what's getting me extra excited. A little bit of delayed gratification is working its magic. So I'm gonna go home. That workout only took like 45 minutes from working set number 1 to the last one. Then I got legs tomorrow. Hamstring focused, so I'm mainly gonna do, hamstrings, curls, more RDLs than normal, and then quads is just gonna be some pump work. I'm talking leg extension. I'm talking maybe some sissy squat based stuff, but no heavy loading. I want to do only one workout of really heavy quad loading a week, just so I don't kind of overload myself. I feel like it's kind of hard to do that though, because the classic nomenclature of the lifter is harder, better. But sometimes, some fucking times, you gotta back off just a touch. And only when necessary, not just because you don't really feel like it that day. So a fine line, but hopefully you know which side you're on. I feel like I've been about to say, I'll see you next time, for like 3 minutes of rambling. But it's time. So I'll see you tomorrow for some hamstring-based leg work, as well as some kind of meal. Be it breakfast, be it lunch, be it dinner. I guess we'll just have to find out. So I'll see you then.